and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4. Now, this is the first time I'm recording this YouTube video, so yeah, bear with me a bit. So earlier on, I've been playing Iron Man Japan 1, and in the end, I kinda win. Kinda. So, if you don't know what's Hearts of Iron 4, basically it's a World War II simulator game, which I don't need to explain about. There's actually these game modes. I'm gonna play new game. Now, there's two scenarios. One is Gathering Storm, that is before everything it happened, and there's 1939 Blitzkrieg, that's when Germany declared war on Poland. Alright, we're gonna go on 1936. Select scenario. Now basically here are all of the countries with custom focus trees. Now, if you don't know what's focus tree, I'll explain later a bit. But for now, let's go to other countries. And over here, voila! Here's the map for the whole countries. You can see some obviously you know, some of those that you do not. For example, Tanituba. Nobody even realized Tanituba even exists. So yeah. Now today I'll be playing as US is not bad, but the problem is you'll become a lazy pig. For UK, you won't really expand anything, you just have to be careful of Germany and such like that. Oh, speaking of which, I'll show you how to play in recruit mode for now. If you guys wanted to recommend me to play regular, well, just tell me. I'm not gonna do veteran because I'm not that experienced, alright? So, might as well I'll choose... China is not bad, but the problem is that there's a lot of warlords. Spain, there'll be a civil war later on. Germany, well, the history is based on everything Germany, so why the heck not? Alright, we're initializing game. Okay, so over here you see these two bars. These are the alert markers. Now if you don't know what these alert markers is, basically those that you can do with it. Now the research slot is the place where you research infantry, support companies, armors, artillery, even land doctrines. Nobody even know that land doctrines was there the first time the game released. And then naval doctrine, air doctrine, and engineering. Basically, engineering is one of the most important thing that you need to focus on. And the second most, industry. Third most is the infantries. Alright, so for now, yeah. And over here, free civilian factories. It means that over here, if you press civilian factories, you will see there's a lot of numbers. Well, click it and it'll be starting to construct. Military factories are basically just like civilian factories, but the problem is that civilian factories are used for trade and consumer goods, which I'll explain later on as well. And military factories are for these productions. Now you need military factories to make all these stuff. Personally, I would think like it's better to use military factories than civilian factories. I don't know why, but we'll give it a try. Alright. So first we need to do this. this, so in the end we get extra slot there. It's best that you keep doing this, like in almost every routine. For convoy, it's best that you keep the production as much as possible. For tackle bomber, yeah, you need those fighters, close air, tackle, and we also need naval bomber. Most people have forgotten about naval bomber until the war starts. So yeah. And oh yeah. Over here there's light tanks. Mostly Germany consists of many of tanks. So yeah. And motorized, you need to keep it as high as possible as well. Just because of the wars you're gonna participate. Alright, now back to here. I'm gonna do military factories and synthetic refineries. Yeah. You don't know, synthetic refineries give you 7 oil and 4 rubber, which I'll explain later in the trade. For now, national focus set. Alright, so different countries have different national focus sets. For example, Germany has basically these national focus tree. For me, initially, it's better for you to do, which one is it? Air innovations. The reason why is because you need to have this general as fast as possible, and the land doctrine research bonus. So in the end, you will get extra time. You get less time to research. And now we'll move on to trade. So over here, the trades are helping you to increase your own resources. Now, you need to be careful of this. The reason why is that if you trade to the country that is gonna attack you, they'll have your civilian factories, and the problem is they most likely have a better chance to annex you just because of that. Alright, now I'll explain the recruit and deploy. So over here you can train for any other divisions. Personally, I'll go with 5 divisions of everything first in the early game. But in the later game, I'll fix that later on. Yeah. Now we'll do divisions. Now if you don't know what's divisions, it's basically your army. Now, I personally will do this. Select it, press new army, then after that, we'll choose a general or commander. Now there's two types, field marshal and general. For field marshal is basically can control unlimited divisions, but general can control only 24. Now let's see. Alright, I'll choose Irvin Rommel. What Irvin Rommel has is Trickster. That means it's doing the unexpected in combat, and then in the end, it's technically like a scout. And we have a Panzer leader, which is coming useful for Panzer divisions. No, not the infantries. Don't worry. And now let's do the rest. 17 divisions over. Let's do it on Poland. Okay. This is how you set up the battle plans. There's 2, offensive line and spearhead. For offensive line, it's just spread out and attack. But for spearhead, it's different. Spearhead is just spear one arrow there. Basically, it's quite useful when you're attacking Poland. And now we have Navy. Now, Navy come in a bit important, but the most important is when you're doing naval invasion. Now, you could do like this. So let's use this, combine these two, and for this, let's go with Gunter Lugens. Okay, we'll get for this. And now, let's see, is there anything I can do? No. Now, the reason why I click this red color button is to speed up the clock. Now, usually I will do this whenever I feel very bored, so yeah. And now I'm gonna explain the laws and government. For laws and government, there's limited conscription, and it will increase your recruitable populations by right if you keep following the suggestion like limited conscription, extended conscription, etc., 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 etc. Now, for recruitable population, it'll increase your manpower. So in the end, you can have more troops. For political power, it's coming where these came in, and the focus tree as well. For unity, the unity is like how willing is your army gonna fight until? Because you've seen other countries will like surrender pretty fast. Well, this depends on it. And over here is factories. Factories is the place where you get civilian factories, military place to preview it. And you could use it to see your naval dockyards to see its production. I haven't explained what's naval production. Okay. Naval production is the thing you use to produce these naval equipments. So yeah. How can you tell which are for military factories and which are for naval dockyards? Easy. Just see the background. If it's green, it's military factories. If it's blue, it's naval dockyards. Oh yeah, diplomacy. I haven't explained about this. So diplomacies are that you can click on them, but make sure you right click, not left click. Left click is clicking on their territory. So you right click and you can see other countries' details as well. So yeah, Stalin's doing the 5-year plan. I'll show you guys the national focus tree. Basically, it's like this. And for Stalin, his focus tree is basically focused on political power, if you guys don't know. Over here, it's where Stalin's gonna do the most regretful thing, but in the end, it won't be very regretful in the later year thing. So yeah. Let's see what's UK doing. Limited rearmament. Usually, UK would do this every single time. Yeah. This is a focus tree actually. Reinforce the empire, which is there's 2 routes. Encourage colonial elite, which they can focus more on their colonies and Asian area. And Mediterranean Bastion is where they're gonna start to attack USSR and Italy. For us, obviously, it's way over here. home defense. And in the end, they do this again. Okay, now usually nobody, well, some people did do this. Alright, so I'm gonna right click Belgium, justify war goal, conquer, and let's go for Wallonie. The reason why we're gonna do that is, well, you know why sooner or later. For now, I can only tell you that it's going to be a bit better than you would think it will happen. Now, so yeah. Okay, so sorry about that. I have to cut down the video. So yeah. Now it's October 1st, 1936. And justifying war goal early on is expected to finish in 10. So yeah. Okay, so this is the one we want. Justifying of conquering Wallonie for German Reich is finished. And this one, the Soviets accept German-Soviet treaty. For this, you needed to, yeah, you need that for instant research of the tank types. So yeah, and also now that we have a tank, we'll do the land doctrine. Right, we'll use the lane and let's see. Yeah, I guess that's enough. And then we'll just stop training our troops here. And then, yeah, declare war, conquer, and that's it. Now that we're back, we declare war on Belgium, we can remilitarize our troops. Well, remilitarize the Rhineland. Now, over here, there was this, right? Rhineland. They militarized since the end of Great War. Mossland and Rhineland. So, if you don't know, Rhineland is here. Württemberg, Mossland is here. So yeah, and over here, having the no mission or region assigned. Click this, and this is how we assign our air force to attack. We'll just put it here first. Yeah, these are naval, so we don't need that yet. We'll activate these first. With this. Activate this. Attack here. And over here, we'll just do nothing. Over here. Oh yeah. Good mention. If you click this, and then you can add reinforcements to it. If you want to click this, that means you want to decrease the reinforcement. Now, let's get our troops from this side to this side. There we go. And we bypass the Rhineland. Now, after this, you have to make a choice. Friend China or Japan. And over here, there's another optional choice. Ribbentrop Pact, which is both us and the Soviet Union have a non-aggression pact. That means we don't fight. and we agreed to split Poland into two of our lands. The west for us and the east for the Soviets. Then we can do an alliance with the USSR. Or the alternative part, anti-Soviet pact, then war with the USSR. Now, if you like to play as rookie, I suggest you do the alliance with the USSR, because after that you can form a Berlin-Moscow axis, team up with USSR, and it'll be easier to fight the USA. Okay. Now let's just get our troops here. Blitzkrieg. Try not to say Blitzkrieg, but it's more like normal attack. So yeah, that's how I mostly do it. And I forgot to mention about here. This guy gives political power 15%. Oh, Spanish Civil War. So yeah, I didn't expect the Spanish Civil War to be erupted this late. But oh well, who gets it? So yeah, laws of government. Here you could change the consumer goods factories, which I explained it here. Over here you can limit your trades. That is over here. You see these numbers. If there's 0 here, there's 0 here. If there's number here, there's number here. So yeah, if you don't know, these are how you compare it. And yeah, for some reason the Germans, wow, guess I have to do this again. Like this. Yeah, if you click this, that means it assigns the division to which type you wanted. So yeah, for now we just do this. That's a bad idea to attack down here, but oh well.
Los, ausrücken!
So yeah. Alright, so when you have this, yeah, you know what I mean. For this one, you can add tank designer that'll give you perks of different kind. Ship designer, aircraft designer, material designer is the same. Industrial concerns are these. Theorists, it will help you do your doctrines faster. But for special case like Heinz Guderian, Blitzkrieg theorists, not only it reduce the land doctrine research time, but as well it will give your armored troops maximum speed plus 10%. Then you have Chief of Navy, which these two are two of the famous Navy generals. Chief of Air Force, Hermann Göring and Albert Kasserine and Ritter von Grimm. Oh yeah, is Military High Command. Military High Commands are those famous generals that were very basically famous. So yeah. For Scorner is infantry expert. For Rommel, it's Armor Genius. The difference is that one for infantry, the other one for armor. That is tanks. Oops. Just finish our stuff. So now let's go with our artillery, and first and foremost, signal company.
Achtung!
Okay. Now we'll do it. Okay. So yeah, this is how we do it. Okay. So yeah. And now let's see. Logistics is the place where you will see how many equipment you stock. Basically all the overviews of your equipments and etc. etc. For this one is the war tab. It tells how many manpower you lose and how many manpower the enemy lose. Like over here, we lost only 6,000 and Belgium lost only 22 or more than that. So yeah. Speaking of which, if you've ever seen a golden plated, it means that it's a major country. If you don't see it, that means it's not a major country. Okay. Now we'll do Reichstaubahn. What Reichstaubahn does is it maximizes infrastructure, which is pretty good whenever you want the supplies, and in the end your places are so far away. I should have set up over here. Let's set the base in Rhineland. Or Belgians getting run over again.
Bereit zum Ausrücken! Ausrücken!
Every single conquest they always get overrun by us.
Befehle?
This division is happening. For them. Oh, they capitulated. Okay. Treaty of Leopoldville. So if you don't know, this is a peace conference. The place where you do all of the above and anything you want. Right. So for me, I would do this. Either this or don't copy that. I satellite one. Then after that, take this place. So in the end, this will be my puppet. Now, if you don't know what are these puppets, puppets are actually like you control the country, but then yeah, it's actually like you control the country. It's basically very useful sometimes if you know how to use it.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Right. First, let's go and set up an offensive line here. I know this is like the Schleifen plan, but not the Schleifen plan. Instead, this is known as going over the marginal line. Right. So you could send volunteers in civil wars and
Angetreten.
other such, but there are some complications sometimes.
Befehle.
Right. Let's use new army. Let's have Rommel do it. Okay. Now 7 volunteers. Urban Rommel will generate 1.5 threat. Over that. Now I haven't explained about the word tension. The word tension is like a clock for basically in this game. No, not really like this clock, but more like how tense is the battlefield almost a beat every single time.
Bereit.
So like if you have low tensions, that means that there's less likely that there'll be how to say basically less tension means less power for the Allies and the Democrats. But if there's a high tension limit, then the Allies will be getting stronger every single time. For example, UK focus tree. Now I didn't point this out yet, so yeah. Shadow scheme. This unlocks whenever it has more than 5 world tensions or are at war. And speaking of which, our Spanish volunteers had just arrived. Okay. So let's see. Now the most preferable thing to do is to take out all the ports. You don't want any of the enemy getting their supplies from ports, then going to other places. Okay. Let's go over here.
Vorrücken.
Production, plastic defense. Right.
Ihre Befehle.
Now we'll go to aggressive battle plans and activate it. Now the difference between these three is that carefully execute battle plans only extend the front line. Balanced manner is keeping the front line as short as possible, whereas aggressive, well, you guessed it, try to attack regardless of anything. So you need to know about these whenever you play this game. And I'm lagging like crazy.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Okay. I don't even know how my tank even survived like this. Yeah, actually I don't know how my tanks even survive like this.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
And I forgot to mention, there's two possibilities in this civil war. One is the nationalists won, and Franco decides to join the Axis and help us in World War II. Whereas the second alternative is that the Republicans win, join Comintern, and interrupt us in Operation Barbarossa. That's the alternative.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Ausrücken.
Let's take that out.
Abstand halten. Rückzug.
So yeah. And now right south Autobahn I just completed. Now we're gonna do west wall. Now if you don't know, west wall is to fortify your defense along the French border but not the Belgian border. As according to the history, they never take Belgium first. So yeah.
Auf geht's. Auf geht's. Bereit.
Let's take them out. Okay, so if you see there's a red color exclamation mark, that means that it's most likely gonna fail. But usually when I do this Spanish Civil War, whenever there's red, I don't really care about it. I don't know. I used to do that every single time. Now let's see. Yeah, we should do mobile tank designer. Now if you don't know about mobile tank designer, about this company, Henshaw, is that it gives 5% speed and 10% reliability. That means it doesn't break down all the time. Let's see. Civil War should
Ausrücken.
end soon. Now let's prepare a siege here. All troops move in. Now it's best that you keep the organization the maximum. The reason why is that if you keep it the maximum, the forces are more
Angetreten.
prepared until the optimum, and they will fight more efficiently. Now let's blast those Spanish out. For 4, for 5. Basically you can see from here. And if you don't know this initiative, that means the winning side depends on the initiative taker. But it doesn't really rely on that sometimes. Sometimes this guy will win. Just depending on how strong is your army and how large is your reconnaissance. Let's see the Spanish Civil War. Republicans lost more manpower. That's surprising. Anyway, let's do this. Come on, stop battling them. And the Republicans still very reluctant. Ah well, we can do it. It's hard to survive for. Punchless. And looks like the Japanese are declaring war to China. Yeah. We raised the world tension to 31. Anschluss! Like, technically, like the Kaiser Reich would say, Guten Tag. And also, usually, what Poland always say, Kurwa. Let's have this thing. Okay. So yeah, this is my first time recording this, so yeah. Question of Yugoslavia. We're not attacking Yugoslavia, nor even targeting. So yeah. So yeah, speaking of which, the reason why I played this game and decided to do a playthrough in this game first is technically because of the YouTuber War Master. If you don't know, go check him out. Basically, War Master is the YouTuber who does a lot of World Conquer 3 mods and World Conquer 4 playthroughs. It's pretty cool, I must admit. Last time he's also played Heart of Iron 4, but he stopped playing it. So yeah. And also, special thanks to a friend of mine, well, a classmate of mine, who actually helps me to download this software that I can use to, you know, to try and record this. So special thanks to him. Now let's see. Alright, we can do demand sudden land and all kind of nonsense. Let's do industrial concern. We're doing refinery concern. Alright, the 2nd of January. So let's do this. Computing machine. So yeah. The last time I played this the first time was not Germany, but Soviet Union, Stalin. So yeah. translate this, it's like, oh, okay. It's quite hard, but in the end, once you progress, it's easy as well. Wait a minute. I didn't expect the name to be here and not here. That's weird. Oh well. Let's resort Eastern claims. Then we can claim Mimil, Danzig, and Poznan. Now for those who don't know, Danzig actually belongs to Germany, but they lost it to Poland after World War I. So that's how Poland gotten that. But the problem I keep arguing to myself is that why can't the Germans just give Poland Ostpreußen as well? Like literally, once that's settled, it's 100% clear of the border problem.
Ihre Befehle? Bereit!
It's either option number 1, give Germany Danzig, leave Ostpreußen for Poland, or the second alternative, which is leaving both Ostpreußen and Danzig for Germany. And the third one, which
Befehle?
almost everyone doesn't really agree, is that just switch. I mean, besides, if Germany wanted Danzig that badly, just trade it Ostpreußen. Or the focus tree idea. Danzig for Slovakia. That is just 100% fair. I can tell you that. German military mission to China. Alright, so right now Japan is attacking China. So yeah, we must prevent China from having those land doctrine boosts. Now let's demand Suddenton ban. Sudden claim. Lithuania falls. Okay. We'll do light tanks because we need a lot of light tanks. Even more than support equipment. So yeah, we'll do like this. Let's do hidden palmer. Okay, so right now I'll leave it like this, and for the next part we'll try the annex France and UK. Maybe even faster than even US doesn't intervene. Maybe, I don't know. So yeah, you guys can right. So yeah, that's about it. Cestus here and signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.